never surrender. Steady on, Commander. Our forces can't hold out much longer.
Hi, I'm Kevin Beckstead. I'm the lead developer on Axis and Allies 1942 Online, and I'm here with some other Beamdog developers to play the game today. I'm going to be playing as the UK, and I'm going to be doing my best to hold on to India and to disrupt Japan's strategy of the Pacific.
Hi, I'm Jacob, and amongst other things at Beamdog, I'm our company Brewmaster, and in this game I'm going to be playing both the Soviet Union and the United States.
Hi, I'm Nolan Beck, real-life supervillain, and I'm going to be playing Germany this game.
Hey, I'm Thomas Kerno. I code things for Beamdog, and today I will be playing Japan.
Alright, Kevin, before we start, I was thinking we should have a bit of a powwow here about our overall strategy. So, I find that the main thing when you're playing the Allies is you have to pick one ocean or the other. Either you're going to go all in on the Atlantic or all in on the Pacific, because if you try and split your forces between the two, you just kind of end up doing a bad job of each of them. So, do you have a preference for which ocean?
I think I definitely prefer the Atlantic over the Pacific.
Yeah, I like the Atlantic as well. Mainly just because I find that if something goes wrong, I have like a better plan B as the United States. If I can't attack France, maybe I go and attack Africa, or I go and attack Norway. If I all in Japan's navy, and then I fail that, then I don't even know what to do in the Pacific, so I think it'll give us a bit more leeway. One problem I have with it is I know Nolan, and I know that there's a good chance he just tries to take UK. And if he does that and he builds a navy as Germany, then sometimes it's not the best idea to contest that with a US navy. Sometimes it's better to just go for the Pacific. But I think we'll go for it anyways because I'm just better at that strategy.
Makes sense. Maybe I'll plan for a defensive buy on the first turn just in case.
The main thing about the Axis playing, to me, is trying to keep good tempo in the game. Now, tempo is there's a lot of resources in Axis and Allies like national production, IPC remaining, and your attack power on the board. But there's a resource, tempo, which is where your attack power is located and how useful it is at any given moment. So, making plays that forces the Allies to put their units in a not so useful position, for example, by trying to attempt a turn one Egypt take as Germany, that can often set the Allies back a couple turns because they have to answer it, or you get one of the big IPC bases in the game for a relatively small cost. So doing a lot of plays like this allow you to get ahead enough in order to clinch the victory, because you really can never match the Allies' production base without them making a mistake. So you have to assume that they're going to play correctly and try to eke out small wins by gaining tempo like that.
Yeah, usually playing as Japan, I usually like to try focusing on getting as much pressure off of Germany as possible, usually again through I personally like trying to hammer and attack UK as much as possible, because if you can take UK off of Germany's back, that really gives Germany a lot of opportunity to kind of either do what it wants, whether that's to attack Russia or maybe even start applying pressure on UK as well.
Oh yeah, another thing to talk about here is defense profiles. It's really important as the Allies to make sure that you have submerge turned off. So the main reason for that is just the Russian submarine. I'm going to need to use it to defend you in a fight in the Atlantic right off the bat. Also, you have a submarine down in the South Pacific that sometimes it's nice to have submerge turned off.
Yeah, I got to try and keep that transport safe.
Another thing, playing as Japan, I usually like to watch out for is I usually like doing Pearl Harbor just to kind of make it so America doesn't do a quick strike on you while you're trying to help Germany out.
One thing that I hadn't mentioned to you before this is that there are some bragging rights on the line here, because Nolan and Thomas and I have an ongoing Axes and Allies team that we usually play. We call ourselves Taking Challengers, and we just play like online, just unranked games, and we have since this game has, still been just within only the company, just beta testing. And yeah, right now they kicked me off and I'm on my own, so I got proved myself. So don't let me down.
Yeah, I definitely played against you guys once, and I felt very out of my depth, so I kind of recruited pretty much everyone else in the AAO team to help me play against you, and you still came out ahead, so...
Oh, I forgot about that game. That was fun.
Yeah.
Alright, so on the first turn, I don't like to build any aircraft as Russia. This is something that I know Nolan and Thomas do. They always build the one. But I don't find that fighter is that useful on turn 2 ever, so I just don't think it's that important. So I find that it's fine if I just build it the next turn. Whereas if you do build the fighter and Germany just decides to build all tanks and run straight at you, then you wish you hadn't. You wish you had a big blob of infantry to at them. So I'm gonna just start with infantry and artillery if that seems good by you.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I'm also going to be trying something new this time that I don't normally do, which is normally I attack West Russia and I strafe Ukraine, but I really don't want them to turn to Egypt on us, so I want to kill that German bomber that's on Ukraine. I'm going to try and actually take Ukraine, assuming the dice allow us.
Nice. I'll do my best to hold on to Egypt.
It can be a big problem because that means that I'm going to be really low on tanks. This game is Russia. Alright, everything's queued up there. This West Russia fight can be a real heartbreaker. If you just get bad luck right here, then it can be a bad Russia game right from the start. It's not a heartbreaker today. Good.
Nice.
Okay, this is a really good start, I think. Yeah, that pretty much went how I hoped. Those tanks are now hung out to dry, but I got to destroy a whole bunch of German IPC right off the bat. Like you can see on that fight, it was 41 IPC to 9. So hopefully that'll slow him down for a bit. One thing I see a lot of people miss here is moving this anti-air gun up to West Russia. It makes that counterattack a lot worse for Germany when you put it there. And you can't forget about the submarine support here. You gotta keep that UK battleship alive. One thing you'll notice there is I'm just giving them Karelia. This is just the way of things in this game. You just don't try and hold on to Karelia, it's a lost cause.
Yeah, it seems pretty much impossible to defend it.
I see a lot of new players try and do that online. They try and defend Karelia because it's a victory city. It sounds important. It's not important.
Well, it seems like he's playing a pretty aggressive opener. So this game, Thomas, I'm actually going to not build a normal aircraft carrier opener. Normally, I would open with a single aircraft carrier and then ground units, and then pull this Navy fight and land on it. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think they're gonna let me take a free UK here. So I'm going to play a little bit more aggressive on Russia. I also noticed that he hung out most of his high-value units in the Ukraine. So I'm gonna try to take some value plays and try to get some tempo and lots of units moving west to east here. So I'm going to open up with a bomber, hard to answer unit with a lot of range mobility. So since I'm not going to be building naval units, I need to have some air force to defend their naval aggression. And then I want to have a host of infantry to inevitably fight their piles of infantry. So, and boom. So 7 and 2, and 1 bomber to reach around and hopefully get some value for us. Also replace the one that he took from Ukraine from us. So, I don't think I actually have the ability to hold Ukraine, so I might have to minimum take his units.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about if you could hold off the counterattack, but I'm unsure if you can at the moment.
So I'll probably stock up in Karelia and try to get some advantage, because I don't think he can fully answer that. So I'm not going to just get my 1 infantry. I'm going to get my infantry and my tank from Northwest Russia, or Northwestern Europe here. So now, since I don't have this bomber, I have to get creative with what my navy here actually does. It's one of the things that is often a little, just for tempo here, I'll take these units from Northern Europe or Southern Europe, Croatia and friends, and try to take the square Transjordan. So this is just an annoying play that doesn't let him take my bomber or shouldn't let him take my battleship immediately, or else otherwise he'll have to commit his fighter to that. And that's just a little tempo loss. He won't be able to answer some of the things I am doing or send it to help out with the Russia fights. So, and I think this is everything. This is the most important fight on the board. This is you can have a very hard time if you get unlucky with this this Navy fight here. Turn 1, UK having a battleship is very bad news for you. So, move to combat. Oh gosh. Oh phew. I thought I was in for deep waters there. Hopefully we... Alright, all hits. That's good news. Now, the Atlantic will be pretty clear for us for a little bit. One, still an advantage. Oh. Oh.
Oh no.
Hate to see it. Not such a good turn 1 for us. That is definitely a below average result, both on the attack, or on our defense and our attack. Well, this is actually, I have to hang out these tanks, or else he can blitz into the inner. So now he has an advantage on this fight, I believe. So we have to retreat here. But if he moves up and takes Libya, then we will be able to get a juicy counterattack. So, not a great turn 1 in terms of combat, but we should be. It's not over yet. We should be able to recover.
All right, so turn 1 UK.
I would call that a complete disaster of a turn 1 from Germany, honestly. I was so pumped that whole time. So I kept those tanks, which were basically a sacrifice. They were not meant to survive.
It didn't look promising.
Yeah, and Nolan got greedy and tried to kill my transports with only one submarine, and that failed as well, which means that I have a legitimate chance to land in Europe on turn 3, which is pretty big for me because I'm going Atlantic, so I'm pretty excited for that. But RIP battleship.
Yeah, I'm sad about that battleship. But everything else is pretty great. Makes their lives hard, our lives easy. So my basic strategy for the UK, I'm going to start off by buying some fighters, one tank, going to the UK.
Yeah, I like the South Africa factory a lot, but I think in this case, it's not a good pick yet. Just because he retreated some of his Northern African units, which means that Africa's not under a very big threat right now, so I think you can hold off on a South Africa factory, but it can be a nice tool. So, yeah, probably just throw everything into India.
Yeah, maybe I could consider the factory on turn 2. And we'll throw in one infantry as well.
So three fighter opening, or
did I do 3 fighters?
mix?
I was
It's
gonna
up to
throw
you.
in. I was thinking of throwing in like one tank, probably.
Yeah, that can be nice. Yeah.
All right.
You got to be ready for that blitz opportunity. Every once in a while, they leave it open, and you're sad if you don't have the tank.
Yeah, that's what I like it for. All right.
We don't want tank regrets.
Definitely not. So it's very important to attack C-Zone 61 to get rid of this transport. Prevent troops from being shuffled over nearer to India on turn 1.
Also, because I think he's probably going to ramp up for a really big turn 3 attempt at India. And this makes it a lot harder for him. He has to build more transports. He has no shot at turn 2 India if he does this. So I just think this is so important. Especially because I know Thomas, and he will be laser focused on India.
All right. Good to know. We're going to go and try and destroy this battleship and this transport over here. To keep some of the pressure off Africa. I'll throw in 2 fighters and a bomber over there.
Yeah, hopefully that one doesn't cost us too much. And then are you going to
Fingers
throw
crossed.
everything you can into getting Transjordan there? Just to clear it out? Actually, I
Yeah.
jinxed it. Now we're going to lose that fight. Now we're going to
Oh,
lose
don't say that.
fight.
All right. I think that's it for combat. I don't think I missed anything.
Oh, the transport in the North Sea. Send one fighter to take out the North Sea transport.
Oh, I almost
That-
forgot.
Like
You
the
saved
most
me.
forgotten about. Yeah, the most forgotten about attack.
I would have actually been devastated if I had missed doing that, so thank you so much.
And a lot of the time, I usually attack that submarine in the South Pacific, but I'm pretty sure Thomas is going to have Submerge on, so that attack won't do anything. So,
Yeah.
probably not a good idea here. But against randoms online, I always go for it. Just to hope they don't know.
Know thy enemy. All right, let's do it.
This one should be pretty much a sure thing. I do this every game, and I almost never lose it. When you send both of them like this, it's pretty rare that this one fails. If it does, you're going to get a lot of India pressure.
Just don't say the words "sure thing." That's like guaranteed to jinx us.
Yeah.
Oh no!
No! Alright, we still got this. We still got
Come on,
this.
cruiser. Don't let me down now. You only have to destroy one thing. Yeah!
Okay, wait. It's got to survive so it gets the transport. Yeah, it survived. Because if they just trade there, it's still kind of a loss because the transport gets to survive.
Yeah, good point.
Battleship revenge. An eye for an eye.
You took my battleship. Now hopefully I will take your battleship.
We lose nothing.
We lost
No
nothing.
losses. No
Oh,
losses.
yes.
Very nice. We're gonna have a big decision about how much we want to defend that bomber then coming up. This fight's going well too.
Ooh.
No losses again?
Come on.
One loss.
Oh.
Okay. Luck is still on our side so far though. I'm feeling
I'm happy.
feeling it.
I'm pretty happy.
So, one thing that's important here is that that bomber will only be able to land on Egypt, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So, he'll be able to reach it with one tank, one bomber. So we got to make sure that there's like a bit of a defense there. I think you could just go ahead and land like all 3 of your aircraft on Egypt, probably. I feel like I usually lose the bomber in that fight. I usually just lose it first, and I don't have to worry about this, like trying to defend it. But now that we have it, we might as well just defend it.
Makes sense, yeah. 2 fighters versus 1 tank should keep it pretty safe.
I usually go east, like to
Oh
South
yeah,
America.
that makes sense.
He can still reach it with a submarine and a fighter if he really, really wants to, but he's pretty much hanging those units out to dry if he does that, so I don't think he'll go for it. I hope not.
I'd really like to use that transport later, so hopefully he won't.
Yeah, those units, like, they show up around like turn 4, turn 5, and then they become kind of relevant again, those 2 units.
And I'll try and escape this last transport around Africa. It's not gonna stay alive there, that's for sure.
Yeah, how about C-Zone 33? If you put it there, this is kind of an interesting trap because he can take it out with his fighter, but he has to move an aircraft carrier for that fighter to land, and that aircraft carrier is then like way out of position for quite a while. So I usually like C-Zone 33. Because if you have it there, he can keep his aircraft carrier where he is and still kill the transport.
Makes sense. D-Zone 33 it is.
Really not sure how important that play is, but I don't know. It's an optimization I love, so it's an optimization I always point out to people. That you can force the aircraft carrier to move just by where you place that transport.
Alright, I think that's it.
Yeah, I don't see anything you're missing.
Got 2 fighters and a tank into India to keep it safe. Alright, let's hope our luck continues.
Okay. Yeah, stuff is really rough for Germany right now, so I'm gonna try to help them as fast as possible. If things were going a bit better, I would usually actually do Pearl Harbor, but I think I want to get as much over near India as possible. So yeah, he did kill my transport here, and sometimes if I'm lucky and that transport's alive, I can like set up to take turn 2 India with a couple bomber support, but that option's now gone, so I'm just gonna build 2 more transports, and I'm gonna build another bomber. I just really like the bomber specifically as Japan, because move a lot of places in Japan, and bomber is the best at that. It has the most movement. So I'm just going to throw these two guys, 2 transports and a bomber out.
Yeah, I think you need to put immediate pressure on India.
Yeah.
With how my Navy fights and my Russia fight went, I definitely need to apply a lot of ground pressure to Russia so they don't just overtake me.
Yeah, I don't even think I can do the weird support you in Karelia play with the bombers, because I think he could actually put a lot of pressure on Karelia too, so I can't send bombers from Japan over to Karelia. That'd be too risky. So I think my only option right now really is to go for India. I normally don't like going through the mainland to get to Russia, because I usually find that's way too slow, because if it's if I was to start a bunch of ground units in Manchuria, it would take 4 turns for them to get over there, and I don't think Germany has 4 turns. So build any 4 IPCs. Nah, I think I'll save them. I think I'll save the money for now. Maybe I can use it to more aircraft later. Okie dokie. I normally don't do this, but I want to take out America's fighter, just so it kind of gives less options. UK already has enough aircraft already. I don't think they need one more helping them out. That guy's gonna need some support here, and send another bomber. So we'll have to really see how that one goes. I'm gonna swing this battle cruiser down to kill this cruiser. Once that is mopped up, let's see. I'm just gonna this guy. I will also try to clear out this American infantry. Gonna take this because it's free. I don't think. Yeah, let's just send 2 guys because I don't think Russia's going to try to send his 4 infantry to take these 2 guys out. Let's get these guys over here. Send them some fighter support. Let's see.
Yeah, I usually try to eliminate all the American troops.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with anything pushing into your valuable coastal cities.
Yeah, if I'm going for a super rush, I'll sometimes leave them and just go for it. But yeah, I don't have that transport, so I think if I want to leave that transport alive or not. I don't think you can actually do much with that transport right now. I think I'm honestly just going to use my fighters to help with fighting. At least fighting this territory right here.
Yeah, he didn't leave his protection up for it, so even if he wanted to do something like threaten an Italy take or taking Africa, I'm going to lose Africa eventually anyway. That was a calculated sacrifice.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to really be able to utilize that transport much, so I'm just going to send my fighters over here. Let's see. See here. 1 battleship and 1 destroyer. I think I'll send a there too, just to really guarantee that doesn't go crazy. 2 aircraft carriers here. Should probably keep that alive. Let's see, 2. Should be able to refill that. Oh boy, Japan's some spaghetti. And I'm just going to. Kinda don't want to dump a bunch of my units in Burma because he's got a lot of fighters. He could probably just pick them off. So I'm just gonna send 1 little dude, 1 fighter,
Definitely feel like utilizing your naval units around the Caroline Islands, the Philippines, to actually like influence the combat on the land is both difficult and very important.
Yep. Okay. And I think that's all I want to do right now. Still a little bit worried about this fight. Well, that's actually to move this fighter. Move this fighter to help with that. And this fight could be a bit swingy, but I think I would rather take out his fighter than take out this random infantry. Okay. Let's try that. Oh, well, that was easy. Just take the battleship damage, because it'll... This guy... Let's see how this goes. Okay. Nice little bit. Thing, and I got that territory. Like that.
Hopefully you can average out our luck into the future. This is going pretty good so far.
Yeah, it's kind of good.
I spoke too soon.
Well, let's give it one more go. Oh. And okay,
Well,
I guess this isn't happening.
That's how the day's gonna go. All misses and quadra hits on you.
It wasn't a critical fight, but that really makes things awkward.
Yeah, as I was talking about earlier, like getting rid of those units makes it so you can actually focus on the India pressure. Now you have to spend some time defending your coastal cities, right?
Yeah, if I can snipe this fighter without losing too much, I think it would make up for it. Okay. Let's see if I get to keep that artillery. Nope, no artillery. Wah. Yeah, it was okay. His infantry can't do too much alone. Besides maybe taking some of these territories for free money. So, just see how that goes. This guy's on. Okay. There's actually anything I can do to stop these from being taken, because I wasn't expecting those guys to survive. So let's just leave them there for now.
I mean, you have enough hanging air force. You could try landing like 3+5 coastal squares if you really wanted to defend it. But
yeah, that's true. I think I'll actually do that. Yeah. Okay. It's everything. These transports don't have any defense, but I don't think anything can hit them. Yeah, okay, so those transports don't have any support, but they should be okay, unless I miss something. And yeah, we're just gonna have to see how this goes.
Yeah, you did miss something.
Oh, I did miss something?
Yeah, he can take the bomber off of Egypt, and if America pushes in and takes the free Gangsu, be able to, or if they're able to take Manchuria. anyway.
Damn. Well, rough.
No, they would need to
Oh,
take
yeah,
Manchuria,
actually, yeah.
so that's not.
Have to take Manchuria, and right now that's pretty unlikely. So this transport should still be fine.
Okay. Well, Russia could still take Barish, SSR. So they could take that square. That's a 50-50.
Things are already kind of going really in their favor. I'd be surprised if they take those risky fights, but we'll have to see.
All right, so those 2 infantry divisions in China, they're getting medals of honor when they get home. That was clutch. Unfortunately for them, I'm probably gonna sacrifice them pretty soon. Still, I'm still happy for them. So I'm gonna do a really standard America opening I usually do, which is just battleship, aircraft carrier, destroyer. I'm not really sure. I've never really known how to optimize this build, so this one just feels good, so I've kept doing it forever because it's just nice to have a battleship in the Atlantic. So I'll open with that. One thing about my America play is that a lot of people, when they're going for the Atlantic, they're going to move their entire fleet in the Pacific through the Panama Canal. Personally, I don't actually like doing that, even though I'm never going to build in the Pacific this game. I still like to keep them around just to annoy Japan. So those units are just going to be the annoy Thomas, and I'm just going to see what I can do to make them as frustrating as possible. And then I'm just going to build a new fleet, Atlantic. And it should be enough. It might not be enough for me to land on turn 3, but it'll definitely be enough for me to land on turn 3, which is really important. If you haven't landed in Europe by turn 4 as America, then you're probably going to lose. That's just the fact of it. So I'm curious about your opinion here then. Do you think that I should send these 2 infantry at these fighters and just hope I get one of them? The ones in Kwangtung?
Yeah, definitely. I think those infantry are going to die anyway, so they might as well worry.
It's just that I can have one of them take Shanghai, and I can retreat the other one. So I'm trying to decide. I've never really... A lot can happen on Japan's opening turn, so you can end up with a lot of situations, and I'm actually not sure what I want to do here. It would just be fun if one of them got a hit, and I ended up taking out one of those fighters. Alright, if you say we should do it, we're doing it.
Hey, having fun is what the game's all about.
Debatable. And I think that's all I can attack. That's always weird not having a combat move, but that's just kind of turn one America. All right, these guys are really skilled infantry, so I believe in them. They're very good at rolling.
Go, infantry, go!
No.
Oh.
No, that was a mistake. That was a terrible decision.
But did you have fun making it?
Yeah, I did.
Good adjusted greed.
Alright, so I'm just gonna move everything up to Canada here. Canada Pride. It's really the main staging point to attack Europe in this game. It just, this Season 10, has so many advantages. I'm gonna send my bomber over to you in UK as well. I'm just going to shuffle some units around here so they're in better position. No, wait. Forgot I have the shenanigans units in the Pacific. So I gotta make sure I have some infantry there. Oh right, there's that infantry on Midway that I can use. Always forget about the Midway. Move it up to Alaska, and I'm gonna stage in Alaska with all these units. Just so that I'm threatening Japan's capital. There's no way I get it. But I'm just here so that Thomas has to deal with me. Because I don't actually want to kill Thomas, I just want to annoy him. I think that's all I can do.
Yeah, I don't see anything else.
And build the Atlantic Navy. Alright, so now I get that fighter. And I'm actually, this is one of those few moments I'm actually regretting not building the turn 1 fighter. Because I think I would have had a strafe on Karelia. Which, to anybody who's not aware, a strafe is the terminology for when you attack somewhere and you purposely intend to retreat. You don't intend to actually take it. So you can commit a whole bunch of high-value units to that fight and not worry about hanging them out to dry later. But I don't think, because I don't have that extra fighter, I don't think I have enough firepower to actually attack Karelia at all. So I'm going to hope I can do it next time, or at least force them to retreat. So I'll build my fighter, and then just some infantry artillery. Hopefully that's enough artillery. I'll build another one. I like lots of artillery. I think I'm rare in that regard. But I always retreat those infantry that are out east and bring them back into the fight, and then I find I have way more infantry than artillery, and artillery is useful. I have another kind of slow turn here, actually. Both USA and Russia have been slow turns this time, because there's not really a point in attacking anything other than this free space. Other than that, I'm gonna just consolidate my forces onto West Russia and kind of retreat away.
Makes sense. You definitely don't want to risk overcommitting.
Exciting combat move phase. One infantry attacking. No casualties taken. It's a good day. So now I'm just going to make a mega stack on West Russia because I don't want to lose it. And retreat everything back. Everything to West Russia! Except for one infantry. One infantry here because I don't want him to be able to blitz his tanks from Poland. That guy's just cannon fodder, though. Unfortunate for him. I think that's good, right? Am I missing anything?
Looks good to me.
And yeah, that should be good to go. Oh, one more. Oh no, one more thing before I end my turn. I knew I was gonna forget this, so I wanted to. It's important I remembered it. So, I think that I think I'm worried about your defense profile in Egypt, because if you have the bomber die before the fighter, then he can attack it with just like a bomber, his one bomber and his tank, and just assume he's only going to live one round or retreat after one round, but he'll most likely get a hit in that one round and he'll kill your bomber. Do you think it's worth changing that? I've been thinking about it, but it might just be too much effort. I don't know. I don't think he'll do it. know what?
It's good to keep our bomber alive. I like having that bomber down there.
Okay. Make a new defense profile then that's like bombers last, which is typically not a defense profile you want very often, because you typically don't have only bombers and fighters on a territory where this is going to matter. But in this case, yeah, I think the bomber should die last. It does mean that he's a little bit more likely to take the territory if he got really lucky, but I still think that this is best. You don't want him picking off free bombers. And Nolan is always looking for free units. One thing that's interesting about this game is if there's an anti-air gun that's left just on its own somewhere, you can attack it and you just get it for free. So if it has no supporting infantry, it's just a free anti-air gun. So I see Nolan do that all the time, where like somebody just leaves an anti-air gun somewhere and he's just like, free kill, free unit. So have you dealt with that?
Yep, it's done. Yep, the bomber should be safe now.
Perfect. Alright, handing it off.
Alright, I can see the shadow coming here. They have three loaded transports poised to hit Western Europe, just from how unfortunate all of our turn 1 attacks were and defenses. So I'm going to have to build some air force here because we went that route. So some infantry and artillery just to try to match the current ground power that Russia has on the ground. And then we're going to need to get some units in the air to threaten the navy that's presented for us. So I'll hit that as my build.
Weird defensive Germany, very uncommon.
We're on our back heels here. It doesn't feel good, but try to make the most of it. So
yeah, I'm kind of hoping this turns to like one ball of units against the other ball of units, and somehow ours wins.
yeah, there's we're going to just overwhelmingly take these with our air force here. Because we really don't want them being able to blitz into Romania or the Baltic states. And then, yeah, I think after that, just because of how much power is presented in West Russia, I think I got to retreat. So,
you think you're going to get Ukraine this time?
No.
Impossible.
I didn't. The reincorporation of the Austro-Hungarians into my army seems to be going well.
My Ukrainian infantry are unbeatable.
Yeah. Oh. So that one went fast. All right. So we got
it. Turns out they're beatable.
All right, but he did take down. They literally hit every single shot that they were presented with. So.
I didn't see. Did you lose an infantry on the first one? Too?
Oh yeah. No, with those tanks. So we got the like last man's. It's unlikely for him to get hit every round with those guys. So. All right. So here I believe I want to. Post fighters in Germany and in Poland here, so I can reach everywhere I need to next turn. Do you think I can hold Paris, or should I focus on getting east-west here and trying to put the pressure back on Russia?
I think what you should do. Sorry, I wasn't thinking of Paris right now. You should kind of maybe scoot your Africa forces over to like, I don't know, to apply like. Some sort of pressure to Egypt. They might die, but I mean, it's better than them standing still, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. This forces him to move his Transjordan units back into Egypt, and that just means they're not going to be presenting you a threat in India. So
he also can't just fly his units to India. He wants to use it.
3, 4, 5.
Fight suit to keep him on. I would keep, like, maybe, like, a little bit of units in France, but, like, don't try very hard. I mean, he's got no aircraft, so France attack besides a bomber.
So, I know he can present 4 units plus a bombard, so I want to present at least 5 units there.
I think I would just throw, like, a...
I want to move these guys over.
I'd just throw, like, an AA gun over and, like, maybe a fighter plus whatever land unit. I'd make sure to move the AA gun over for sure.
You do. Well, let's make this as confusing as possible here. So you do 4 over, leave the infantry there, and then move everybody else out.
Yeah, I think 4 over, but yeah, again, make sure to move the AA gun over. And I think
This
that
one?
should be
So,
good.
so I have 3 AA guns?
Oh, well, you have 3? Oh, I didn't see
Yeah,
you had 2 already.
the-
Okay, never mind.
The Italy
then.
one's already there.
Then I guess never mind. 2 A guns and 4 infantry. I think should scare at least UK off because half of his attack force.
Yeah. Now, if he steps up here with too much, he has to min take all my squares. So,
No.
hopefully, we can. Hopefully, they hang some units out here on my west coast, and I can get some free IPCs. Because right now, it's not looking good on the old differential.
Yeah, that Paris is pretty beat. 2 beat.
Alright, definitely gonna send some more fighters to India.
Yeah, I think that this should be pretty basic here for you. Just keep on defending India, because this is going to become... It definitely looks like this is what Thomas wants, is just to ramp up for a big India fight.
Yeah, there's a bunch of things amassed right there, so looks very likely.
Wants it.
Not gonna get it. So the interesting question is, what should I do with this bomber? It's usually not alive.
Yeah, I think just send it to India. I don't know, like, you could send it all the way back home to the UK, and we could use it in D-Day if you want. Actually, maybe do that.
Yeah, it probably makes the most sense. I don't think I really have any other combat moves.
I think I'd attack Burma just with the minimum amount that you can so that he can't take it and land fighters on it next turn. But maybe just like the 2 fighters and 1 infantry and just hope you get it.
Yeah.
It is nice to get it back.
What I was thinking. We definitely don't want to lose a fighter, so infantry.
Yeah, no, if you lose the first round, retreat those fighters.
Definitely.
Burma is not worth it in this game.
I really want that 1 IPC though.
Yeah, it's a good 1 IPC. Every IPC matters in this game. You got it. Nice.
Nice.
So one thing I thought I'd remind you in the non-combat is send the Western Canadian infantry over to Eastern Canada, because we are gonna use the Canadian infantry.
Oh yeah.
Canada will matter this time.
Yeah, I forgot about that infantry over there. Thanks for the reminder.
And then next round we'll probably have it attack with it. Not this time.
You were totally right. I was gonna fly those fighters to India so fast, but no, I can't.
Oh, you're gonna defend Egypt?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, sure.
Oh, can't forget about these guys all the way down here.
I wish we'd moved that one guy up from South Africa so we could shuttle him for the transport. Remember those South Pacific oh yeah, you're already on it. You're on top of it. So I wonder if Thomas builds double bomber next turn, just goes all in on turn 3 India. If he builds all bombers, because they can reach India the next turn, then we know he's definitely going all in on the next turn.
A good point. Do you think I should I send like 1 or maybe 2 of these fighters from Egypt to India? I'm gonna deploy 3 fighters there too, but
I don't think he'll attack India on turn 2.
Okay.
But
okay.
maybe it's there. Hey Thomas, what are the chances you attack India on turn 2?
Are you gonna do it?
We don't have to defend it, right? Right.
I was honestly like, while you guys were talking, I was actually doing the math, and it's like, could I attack India turn 2? So I was in the process of figuring it out.
Retreat the fighters. Retreat the fighters, Kevin.
Because it's like 6 fighters, 1 bomber, a couple bombards. It's not like a 0% chance.
You only have 2 ground units, right? It can't be there with 2 ground.
I mean, I have 6 fighters. Sorry, 5 fighters and 1 bomber.
And double battleship bombards. You never
Yeah.
know.
Should I send both fighters or just one? What do you think?
I think if you only send 1, then Egypt is doomed. So I think you either just retreat from Egypt or you leave both. I'll leave it up to
I
you.
really don't want to let him blitz. I guess I could just leave an infantry on there though. Yeah, I'm gonna send the fighters. You're not worried about him taking Africa too soon?
Oh, I'm worried. I'm just not sure what to do about it other than rewind time and build a South African
Yeah,
factory.
that's fair.
This is something Nolan is actually usually our team's UK. So usually he's the one who finds creative ways to take Africa with not a lot of IPC as an investment, but I'm not nearly as good at it.
Well, we'll just have to see what happens.
Continual pumping of fighters into India. I mean, I am still somewhat achieving my goal of keeping some pressure off Germany. That's always nice. I can afford 3 bombers, but Jacob's little mini Atlantic fleet could cause some issues if I leave it completely open like that. So I'm just So my transport here is going to take the Philippines units and loop them into Burma. This transport can take 2 from here, and then the other transport could take 1 here and 1 from Japan, and that leaves me with 3 infantry and 3 bombers. And Jacob has 2 infantry, 2 fighters, a bombard. I don't know about that. Just trying to mitigate the risk here. Yeah, no, I think that's like too close for comfort, so I'm just gonna build a fighter, so then I should be able to still hold on to Japan when I go really hard for India. Almost was able to build 3.
Yeah, I think you just have to press your advantage in China. Just send like minimum 1 infantry down there, and then we don't have the strength right now. I would actually be careful with 7 fighters on India if he takes that fight. So you have to actually retreat your navy or reinforce it off the coast of French Indochina. Since 7 matches up evenly right now, pretty much with your current forces there.
I think it's like 1 battleship, 2 battleships, 2 aircraft carriers, 4 fighters, no bomber. I think I'll just kind of mark out my plan, and then before I hit commit, kind of give you a chance to look it over.
12 units there.
And then basically all my aircraft are going to be defending the navy from these 7 fighters, and I think that should be enough.
You can't take that navy if you just have to move it all down, and then you're leaving yourself open to losing Manchuria or Barisha.
I'm really leaving myself open to try to take this here, but
I think that's the correct play.
Yeah.
You don't have what do you have to lose, right?
Yeah.
There's you didn't build any mainland factories.
Yeah.
I don't think he has on your odds on your capital since your build. You should be able to just place.
Worth it to try to.
You could put a
bomb
destroyer.
India.
Can you block with destroyer cruiser?
I could.
So he can't take any of it.
I could if I sacrifice my destroyer, I can stop him from taking Manchuria, which I think I might do that.
Then you have another turn of building Air Force to match the IPC. So just that like gain in tempo, you should gaining a turn by just blocking him. I think you're going to gain more than the 2 units.
I'm gonna take the risk to bombard because that might stop him from buying another 3 fighters. So, you know what, let's give this a try. It's more just all the risk everywhere. Hopefully it doesn't shoot me in the foot. And
Oh, you're doing the bomber.
yeah,
I see what you mean.
because that could be the difference between 3 fighters and 2 fighters. So
Absolutely.
I think that is what I want to do. And yeah, I'm kind of leaving a lot of Japan pretty open. Like, I think it's like, for me, it's India or bust, so we'll have to see how that goes. Come on.
Come on, factory, shoot it down.
Oh, that was close. Okay. No, I just want more than 2 damage. Actually, 2 damage I think was enough. 2 damage was enough.
I think that's...
Okay, so...
What are our odds?
So
you have 31, so you just pushed them just
Yeah.
out of the range of 3 fighters into 2 fighters, so...
which is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
It's rare that, I rarely bombard, so that worked out pretty well. It just usually never works out for me, so I'm happy that one did. Oop, I'm clicking way too fast. Just like going on autopilot. Wow. And, okay. Some careful, like... And you know what, yeah, I'll... Oh... Yeah, actually, if I was to sacrifice my cruiser, I could have gone with 3 bombers. I could have moved the cruiser. Couldn't have attacked me.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. You
Yeah.
should block off both the squares, and then you get 2 turns of aircraft builds, and
Yeah.
that's more than the Navy fight would be. And you can threaten the India with your aircraft, right?
Yeah, so actually, I think I will... Could I do it with a 7? No, I think, I think... 2 battleships, 4 fighters. I think that should hold off 7 fighters. Again, I'm just taking much risk as I can. Make sure I got as many possible. Like it. I don't think he would send 7 fighters.
Well, if he sends all the fighters, then you get India, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying if it's like so I'm putting 2 fighters on French Indochina, and it's like he could like potentially like send 7 fighters there.
Well, that's what I mean. He could wipe out your navy, but then he loses his land. So because he doesn't have Jacob's trying to put threat on me, so he didn't actually place his tanks in Caucasus. So they don't have a chance of recapping India really if he throws all his fighters at it. They only have the 1 tank in Transjordan. So
Okay. So
I think even if you lose that fight, that's a win because they just give up so much.
yeah, I think that's all I can do my turn.
Might look a little bit unorthodox, but
Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing stuff everywhere.
Thomas, you did go double bomber there. All
No,
in.
so I could have. I'm sad because I could have gone triple bomber. I just forgot I could have moved my cruiser to block you, or else I could have went triple bomber.
Oh yeah.
But I didn't see it until it was too late, so just 2 bombers.
Turn 3 is going to be exciting. Everything's going to happen on turn 3
Yeah.
here. Big India fight and D-Day. Alright, so this turn, I'm just going to keep building more units. There's not a whole lot I can attack, so... I like building an aircraft carrier ahead of time here. Build some more transports. Alright, so Thomas, how are you finding my annoying little fleet here in the Pacific?
I'm just sad because I could have played around it for one more turn, and then I got spooked and I screwed up my third bomber. So.
So the fake out worked, is what you're saying.
Yeah, no, it gave me a bit of a bamboozle. So
The little
We'll see
navy
if that-
that could.
let's see if that one bomber would have made the difference.
And it basically cost him nothing, right? Because even then, those units would still only be on like coast of Washington or in the middle of the ocean. So this turn they're getting to do work, and he didn't cost him anything.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
like
if I
how
was-
useful even is that navy in the Pacific? It's better to just like make it the little guy fighting Goliath for that, and just kind of have fun with it and see what you can do. And bomb your capital just for authority.
Do it.
The BM bomb.
You only this is a fact. You only roll ones when you bomb a city if the bombing rate is important.
Delightfully
This
above
one was
average.
not important at all, so of course it all went fine.
I'd say mine was pretty important, and it just squeaked through.
Yeah, well maybe for you it works every time.
Maybe not for Nolan.
Not for the rest of us. Every time a bomb is important for me, that's when the ones come out.
Yeah.
Come on, trade.
I'll take a submarine. I will. Oh, there it goes.
Never lucky.
I see you played that around so the submarine didn't hit the destroyer and could hit the cruiser by itself.
Yeah.
Submerge. I
Get
noticed
that,
it.
get that sneak attack, right? Got to
Uh,
avoid the destroyers. I don't think I'm missing anything. That is always the question with America is, did I forget to move a transport? Like, it's just so sad when you do everything right and then you just forget to move a transport at one point, or like a group of transports, and you're like, oh, well, I guess I can't attack next turn.
Go into war, and then you like left your gun at home. You're just,
Basically.
hate to see it. Hate to see it.
Yeah,
There's nothing sadder than a transport being one turn out of position on D-Day.
so I'm tempted to build even more Air Force right now as Russia, but I think I'll hold off on it. I think I just need a whole bunch of ground troops.
You're
Russia-
just jealous of my big German Air Force.
Yeah.
That's why.
This is one of those like nice games as Russia where they decided to not just have everybody gang up on you.
Russia still owns pretty much all of Russia, which is awesome.
Yeah, that's rare. A lot of the time, the Axis strategy is just to send everything at Russia, and then you're just constantly stressed out playing Russia.
Like, you're even taking Karelia back. It's amazing.
Because I'm so safe as Russia, the thing to do is probably to send fighters to India and help you. Or I can just keep being as big a Russia as possible. I think I'm gonna do that.
you should
Do
start
it.
building the Russia Navy once you get Karelia.
That, yeah, that Black Sea battleship.
The Gangnet all out and about.
Yeah.
Yeah, have fun with your fighters. I'm feeling confident. Abandoning Africa is going to pay off. I can feel it.
Yeah, don't sleep on Africa. I am worried about that this game. Africa's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I really want to just mildly inconvenience you enough in North Africa that you
Ooh.
have to divert some D-Day to go and answer it.
It's a good thing I sent a third unit there. Close one. So much red. Feels so good.
Really nice looking death ball of troops you have there in West Russia.
Yeah, West Russia
Nice and stacked.
getting big.
All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm gonna have to repair my capital, and then This is a turn of, let's do one fighter, and then one tank, and then load up on a bunch of infantry. So I still have to catch up a bit on Russia's ground troops, because they're still pumping out infantry and artillery. But I do have enough to spare for D-Day and what's coming. And I am going to retreat those infantry, I think, out of France, and just let them land, and then pose the threat of the crush. So... simple build. Now, here's just more little easy wars.
Yeah, this is like such a huge part of Axes and Allies, is just these trades in Eastern Europe between Germany and Russia. Just like back and forth and back and forth. If Russia's in a good position,
absolutely.
Back and forth.
I have overwhelming odds on this, even though he's gonna, if he cracks you back, he can't defend his India, so this is just more pressure on India, where he has a lot of decisions, and sitting still is probably the best one, but that gives us more time to try to fix the bad situation in Europe that I have left you.
Yeah. If I do end up taking India, to like make sure they don't like counter it.
So simple little footsies types attacks here. So, average outcome, hit and hit. Well, slightly below average for me, but who's counting? Easy, overwhelming odds fight with heavy air force.
These fights are so much less stress for Germany than Russia, because you have so much more air force to back it up. The odds are so much higher that you don't fail one of them.
Alrighty, that was kind of close, but overwhelming. Alright. There you go, there's a little less red for you. Alright, now I'm gonna post all my Air Force in Germany, so if he wants to D-Day somewhere, he's gonna have to pay for it. And then I'm in such a position that I can put a threat on all of Europe just by getting into Poland. So, and I'll be hauling my aircraft carrier because I need to start pushing some stacks towards the capital in order to get some extra threat, because I need to be aiming for turn 6 or around turn 5 to turn 6 in a perfect world on their capital. So we're going to be behind that, but we still have to start howling AA guns to defend from that Russian Air Force on counterattacks.
Yep.
So leave 2 there. That should be enough. You think I should leave more behind in on my capital for D-Day? So I am going to have to... How much did I build? Yeah, 4 and 2 and 1. So I do have 7 units plus my sizable Air Force.
Just quickly looking it over, I think you've got enough.
Yeah, I should have enough.
You should have enough.
9. Who's counting? All right. Oh, make changes.
You can also just pull your tanks back.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and...
Alright.
Alright, I have a suggestion here for holding Africa.
Fire away. What do you got?
I think you should just build the South Africa.
I was thinking about it. I was tempted, because it's like, I have some IPC to spare. I can't put like everything I want to put on India, so...
Yeah, I've always found that with Africa playing as UK, you can either be creative, or you can just build a South Africa factory.
The last thing I want to be is creative, so...
And I usually just build the South Africa factory. And that way you could also retreat your tank back to India and get a little bit more...
Yeah, I'm definitely retreating that tank for sure. I'll leave the artillery behind, but yeah, I'm definitely going to retreat that. We'll get 1 fighter... We'll get 1 more infantry to throw on India. We're just gonna go all in on trying to keep India, basically.
Yeah, that's gonna be everything. I don't really think that they'll have a good chance of coming of taking out any of our major targets if they lose the India fight. So I think if we can hold that, we're pretty good.
Yeah, I'm feeling
confident
if India goes well.
Are you gonna bomb his
Of course
capital?
I'm gonna bomb
too?
his capital.
Yes.
That bomber didn't survive for
Let him
nothing.
know
I'm gonna
we're
bomb his
here.
capital, absolutely.
Let him know.
I want to
we're
do
here.
something on the combat move phase.
Somebody better get
Yeah, that's
punished
pretty
for all
much
this
it.
greed.
Now our bombers don't roll ones. No.
Yeah.
Definitely not this time anyway.
Only your bombers.
Alright.
Well, I'm glad I made you afraid enough to build a factory in South Africa. I wouldn't have built a factory, considering I don't have any navy there to reinforce it. You could probably have just used that. I believe you scrounged the transport, so you have 2 transports there. You could have stolen some units.
Yeah. I know you wouldn't have built the factory. You would have found a way out of it, but I didn't, so.
You actually...
I always feel like Africa is worth a lot of money, but it's not a ton of money quickly, and I always feel like it's a good you're good at UK if you can take Africa and you can do it while not spending a lot of money on it. If you can just do it really easily without it costing you a whole bunch, that's the true key.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can always get it if you spend enough money on it as UK. Like, you can always win the Africa fight if you build the South Africa factory and you kill the Mediterranean Navy.
Alright. I think that's everything.
You could have done it with 1 fighter, your transport in South Africa, your tank and your artillery, and then rather than bombing my capital, you bring the bomber over. So then you only are using 1 fighter from India, and you probably still are able to keep odds, but able to pull it up to a 50-50, pretty much, or somewhere close to it.
But then we couldn't have bombed your capital.
I did enjoy getting
Yes.
that 1 IPC of damage. I didn't. That's a lie.
Sent a message. You sent a message, Kevin.
Okay. I don't think I'm missing anything.
I think you're good.
The disrespect always feels better than the than the smart play, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. All in on India. India will not fall. It will not fall.
Here we go.
Now we see if it falls.
Yeah.
Come on, 8
Go.
fighter stack. You can do it.
Yeah, I think you build
I'm
Air
building.
Force.
I'm building a factory in the southern part.
Really? You're gonna put it on?
No,
the
I'm
Kwang
gonna
Tung?
put it on one of those 4 islands on the bottom, because if I do win this, I need to like keep holding on to it, and I'm not gonna really. And like Jacob's kind of got my capital under a pretty good navy lockdown, but he's not gonna take my capital. But building from my capital is gonna be a pain in the butt. So
He's blockaded you.
yeah,
but
so I'm just
you,
gonna start building down there. So okay, so I'm gonna do my transports first because key. So yeah, you always gotta take those little 2 guys over there.
Yeah, getting the like full bang for your buck out of those
Yeah.
out of those random island infantry is just so needed.
It also lets me bombard twice, which is gonna help. Let's get the bombers. Get the in.
Watching the
Oh,
numbers
it's-
go up
yeah,
on
it's
that
piling
little
up.
15. It's usually a good indicator to just look at raw numbers.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, 22.
Okay, I should have sent my fighters down to help you.
And I think that is every. Oh wait, and I'll take that. Okay.
Here we go.
Just making sure my capital's still safe.
Right now, if you get stuffed here by AA
Yeah.
guns or otherwise, I'm not sure if we can come back. But this is the big swing play, right?
I'll try not to do my like super fast clicking. Okay. Da 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 da.
Come on, India. Hold out. You can do it.
Solid.
Come on.
No AA hits.
Okay,
So
so
no
that's
AA
above
hits.
average.
so I got one battleship hit, and there's no AA hits, and my infantry are hitting, so that's always nice.
That's solid.
Uh-oh.
This is looking highly above
2
average
hits on
so
his
far.
infantry.
5 infantry. So we've already cut through his infantry just by using our infantry, and now all of our high attackers come swinging in. That 8 stack of fighters can swing this though.
Yeah, no, if they just get if they just all hit, that's gonna. Ouch. Oh, that was a lot of ones. Okay, that's cool.
All right, so that's got to be a highly above average round for you.
And yeah, most
no.
of them.
Oh my god.
Okay, so I killed
Oh
everything.
my God.
Almost.
He's got 3 fighters left. All right, now see like how much you're gonna lose.
We're gonna need to see a lot of low rolls here.
One. All right.
Okay, let's just
Oh.
get through that infantry. Big moment.
Come on, all 8. All 8.
Okay, I see a couple 6s, a couple 5s. Okay. Now,
I think that cuts through your infantry.
yeah, I'm like,
Take the Navy invader ones first. Remember.
I just
I
gotta
can't-
double check something. So, Russia doesn't have any tanks to retake it. And if you get rid of this, actually, no, there's nothing,
There's nothing that can retake.
so I don't need to worry about sacrificing my aircraft. Okay.
Yeah, there's
So,
you can take it with one tank and you're fine.
let's get rid of all that infantry. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
And since this is actually an interesting point of like a butterfly effect fight, like because he doesn't have tanks on Caucasus, you can prep those aircraft to actually attack the American Navy.
Yeah, that was my hope. I was trying to like build to like, if I got this to like swing back. Well, that turned out good.
That was absolutely devastating.
Oh my god.
32 to
Oh my god.
32 to
No.
112.
No.
That is such a big IPC differential.
Oh,
Oh god.
I feel like that's how you don't defend India with fighters.
Yeah, that's how you don't defend India.
But fighters out of India, really great. Naked fighters out of India, that not so good.
The way I see the UK is you have 3 main things you're trying to hold on to. You have India, you have Africa, and you have your capital. And if you lose one of those, then you're in really bad shape. And I think we've lost 1.5 of them at this point. Things have taken a turn.
I missed a couple of my bombers. Yeah.
You build 3. I don't know if you have enough IPC. If you build more IPC of infantry, you might be able to steal his South African factory.
It's very tempting.
I don't know if that's a good play, but that
Yeah.
is the bad-mannered play, and that's always more fun.
Hands off the South Africa factory. We have one thing.
Yeah, I need
Kind
something to do for the rest of the game.
Maybe thinking maybe I should build this factory on the mainland because I actually am. I have so much more aircraft. I think I can take Jacob's navy pretty easily. So I'm debating whether I should put it on the East Indies or French Indochina.
I like French Indochina.
Okay, done.
You get five tanks going east-west.
Yep. I also don't have to worry about playing around with my transports.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about random bombers flying around that
Yeah.
should be dead in Africa in a couple turns.
Alright, I'm gonna save a bit of IPC here because I don't have a good use for it. So, I'm gonna do D-Day a little bit differently this time. I think I'm gonna go and attack Scandinavia first because I'm a bit scared about his air force, and this is a much safer way to attack Europe first, is to take Norway and Finland.
Yeah, his capital is pretty stacked.
My favorite part about playing Japan is it's so deceptive to like actually keep track of how much they have to actually attack you with.
Yeah, you just like how you're like Schloopy. You have so
Yeah.
much units dispersed all over the place. Like you look at Central Europe, it's easier to count like 21, 22 infantry, something like that. But like when you get to where all the islands are and all the aircraft
Yeah.
spread everywhere, bombers coming from the mainland, it becomes hard to keep track of. all the places that Japan actually is.
What do you think I should do with these units here, over in China? Really, what I ask myself with these units is, what is the most annoying?
Yeah, it's a good
And
point.
I think it's just take these 2 territories with it, lose the transport, just sacrifice it. But I think that's pretty annoying to try and clean up.
Yeah, that makes sense. Make them suffer.
All right, this is the only fight I might lose. If they get double hits, that'll be sad. So.
One hit,
Oh.
not good enough.
Okay.
All right, that's good. So that's actually that hurts Germany a lot to not have Scandinavia. It's a lot of money.
Not as bad as losing Paris for a couple turns. So.
Yeah, that's true. But I was scared of your big stack of fighters.
I wish I had taken Iceland turn 1 with that random stray transport. I would have had some tricky plays right now.
Taking Iceland's never worth it, just so that you can counterattack this.
Why did the British occupy it if it wasn't worth it for the Germans to take it? It seems so reasonable.
So now, is there anything I can do with Russia to help you out? I think I have to try. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna build 4 tanks out of Caucasus, and then next turn they should be able to hit. Yeah, that's my play, and I'm sticking to it.
All right.
I've never done this before, but I think in 2 turns maybe I can get India back.
Oh, if I just killed like 2 more of his land troops.
Or I sent you my fighters. That also would have been good. Hopefully everything should just go smoothly here.
Nice.
Just some run-of-the-mill trades.
Yep.
Wouldn't want anything exciting to happen right now.
The auto fights. These are. I mean, the Karelia one was the really one that would have been pretty inconvenient for you. These other ones are, even if they go very poorly, that's not the end of the world.
Yeah, at the end of the day, if I lose one of them, you're not just gonna take my capital or something. Like, Russia's so safe.
Yeah, I'm still kind of playing like area control of Central Europe. It's a weird case of where like my luck was not the best on turn 1, so now I kind of play a sidekick to Japan. Also getting focused by all the allies.
Alright, that's like as much as I could think to do to try and retake India.
Oh, it's nice. That puts some pressure on.
I want to start
Cool,
pushing.
thanks.
I have this ball.
So-
I now actually outnumber him.
I had
He's
a-
like trying to assist here, so.
I had a sneaky snake play, but I think him pushing for India isn't going to.
Like I can actually do 5 tanks, and
Yeah, I
he
think
has to answer that.
You should start pushing him because he might be going for me.
I
So.
still want the 1 bomber because it makes it so he can't just hang stuff. But I do think I want to start building a couple tanks to reinforce this like 20 stack I have going.
Yep.
Do you think it's worth even trying to go for Karelia, or do I just death ball in Ukraine and force them to start retreating?
Unit. I think you should death ball in Ukraine. because he's gonna get sandwiched between India and you.
All right, so I have 18 units plus. So he can't. Can he counterattack me if I use those 2 infantry in the Baltics to instead go for Belarusia, and then use all my forces to occupy Ukraine? If he actually commits to going for a big fight in India, he loses Caucasus, and then he's 1 turn away from his capital, which I don't think he'll do that. So it's just a kind of aggression that he can't really leave unanswered. So 19 versus 18, 20. So he should have odds if he uses, but he'll have to give you India, and he'll throw all of his Persian units at my Ukraine units. But that's like, I'm pretty much punched out of the game at that point in time, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think I can actually push all the way into Ukraine and even threat a death ball stack.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, if you go into Ukraine.
Yeah, because he has so many tanks. Those tanks left over are actually important now. Like exactly 3, because that pushes him over the units.
Those Ukrainian hero tanks.
Ukrainian hero tanks. All right, so I'll go with 5 tanks and a bomber here. Try to get some units with more mobility in my forces. So I will go for these takes here. I do want more than just minimum take them.
Little known fact about World War II, Ukraine had the best tanks.
But the absolute best tank divisions.
That's what we're learning today.
Alright, so. Double hits. Alright. Calculated. The expected outcome. Alright. Now this one's a little more important because he can blitz at me, and I don't really want to have to hit more. So, 1 hit, fighters, doing work, good stuff. So, 1 hit. Unfortunate. No playing Moneyball. So, now we have to return our air force to our capital, threaten any aggression on our coasts. And leave 4. We have 5 tanks, 9. You can only bring 3 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. So yeah, we can actually leave even more. 8 plus 5 plus the defender advantage.
Only Germany can have so many units to just cycle around and position, nitpick here and there. So many spare units just around. Germany's just money bags. It's just money bags to play Germany in this game.
The fine technical details between Poland and Baltic states and how their interactions.
Okay, so before I buy, we kind of have an interesting choice. So I could take this transport and reinforce you up in Norway, or I could take France and deny him that 6 IPC of income for a turn because he forgot to non-combat move an infantry back there.
Yeah, it's time for Canada to shine. I think Canada takes France here, and I'll move my navy to support you by the time it gets back to his turn.
Okay,
so it'll be totally safe.
I'll send my entire navy that I have remaining then. Sounds good.
Time for Canada to turn the tide. I love it. It's just what are you gonna build? 2 tanks?
Yeah, 2 tanks for South Africa, definitely.
And then you can build another transport and build it off your capital, because we will be, after this point in the game, we're gonna be in control of Sea Zone 8.
Sounds good. Yeah, 1 left. I could do 2 transports, but that might be overkill.
Sure, do it.
Alright.
I think you have enough units for it.
Yep. Alright, Canada, don't let me down.
One moment, Canada gets to be important. They can't let you down. They showed up to do D-Day and there was nobody there.
I don't think I'm gonna bomb his capital. I'm gonna save that bomber.
All right. You're allowed to make that decision.
But it does feel so good bombing his capital. Oh. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It feels too good not to do it. Like that. Come on, give me a 6.
Also, we gotta have something to roll this turn. Another one. Got him.
Oh. Not the worst one you can get in a bombing raid, I guess, but it didn't feel great.
Feel the pain, Nolan, of the 1 IPC loss.
Let's see. Over there.
My IPCs were forfeit long ago. Yeah, it's amazing how much value that like 1 dice roll when you'd usually sacrifice that, and it goes out and like. Normally, it on average it would get 3 per bombing run, but it's really only netted you 2 IPC this entire game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not great.
Hey, but
not
the bomber's still
It
there.
was like an extra infantry surviving some fight.
I think I'm just gonna hang back in Africa until my tanks get there.
I really like the design of like the bombing raids just because it comes out pretty even when you think of the expected value. Chances I lose my bomber, how much damage do I do? But it really comes down to just who cares more about their IPC at the time. That's when it's worth it or it's not worth it based on like who cares more, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's I like that it's not the best, right? Like on average will only really get like 9 IPC to 12 IPC per if you keep doing that.
You shouldn't just always bomb.
You shouldn't just always bomb. It's not just you always want a bomber bombing like their best like factory that they want to build out of. There's certain times in the game where tempo allows you like gaining a couple IPCs that are like have to be spent out of the right spot is really useful.
All right, Thomas, I see a lot of green in your territory.
I'm gonna do some risky business. So I want 2 tanks there.
You have to commit any. You can take the transport with nothing.
Oh, I'm gonna attack Russia.
Yeah, I thought you should attack Russia.
And
Where are you gonna get ground unit? You only have 2 ground units. Are you actually gonna throw your air force at it?
I'm gonna do a strafe.
Okay.
See how that goes. And like if it goes horrible, I
Just
can
land
leave.
and you do the defense.
Yeah.
Would you give up your bombers in that case so that because you really need to hold India?
Yeah, no, like so my bombers aren't gonna help me too much in defense, so I'm just gonna do 1 preemptive bombing run and hope it works out.
You got a pretty impressive number of bombers this game. Those 4 bombers.
You are winning the bomber competition. Got that going.
Yeah, I think definitely need more ground units.
I hope I get a big defense here.
Bombards.
It would be nice to just take out a whole bunch of his air force.
If this goes very well for you, I can actually post up in Ukraine, start playing D in Germany, and then he's like he now has an actual death clock in the game, whereas before that wasn't even really a factor. He just kind of had infinite time. Well, an unreasonably large amount of time.
See how this.
You have two big swingy fights in a row this game.
Didn't get anything there. Okay. Yeah, I got a good hit there.
5 hits.
Ooh, that's a lot of damage.
All right, 5 hits.
Now the moment I really care about.
All right, so he doesn't have ground units, so he actually can't take India.
No. Okay, that worked out well.
I think you no matter how this
God.
goes, you probably retreat unless he truly gets no hits, and then I think you just take it. But all right, it's looking like a retreat. It's looking like a retreat. Hopefully, you only lose like 1 bomber. That'd be the best.
I hope
On
I
average,
can
you'll
just
lose 1
decimate.
here.
Tanks.
0. Okay, that's above average.
Oh no.
And then you should lose 2, 3. Okay, so that evened out. So you ended up with losing 2 bombers, which is probably closer to the average.
And let's go again.
You're actually just gonna go
So
for
I have
it.
2 bombers,
And
and
it's
like,
Russia. It's Russia. He's already starved, so you're kind of taking out a lot of the advantage he got at the beginning of the game by doing this. You
There
take
we
a
go.
fighter now because
no.
you need those. You want those bombers to attack now because you're not defending India anymore.
Nope. I get one. I get to keep one bomber.
Okay.
I'll keep one
All right.
bomber.
Still, he lost more IPC than you did.
Oh no, my
And that's
lead.
Russian IPC. Like that's
That's spicy.
spicy
IPC.
Russian IPC is worth more.
Yes.
It's a fact. It just is.
All right. Now I need to play the tricky game of slowly shuffling forward while not dying, not going. Oopsie! I left my capital open to be stolen from me.
I'm pretty tense. But I still have a transport. You know what? You can go.
I'm interested to see what how he handles his Russia turn, because you know that like America is gonna smash somewhere, but like
Yeah.
do you at this stage in the game do you push forward and try to make more speed bumps in like Belarusia and Ukraine and Baltic states?
I have got a plan, and it kind of relies on how your defense goes. So try not
Yeah.
to lose too much ground.
Well, where am I going to lose ground? Probably the one place he
Yeah.
can attack is Baltic states. Other than that, they can go for northwestern Europe, but they kind of have to consolidate on Sea Zone 8, or else I wipe out UK's navy. So they're pinned now. They have to consolidate their entire navy there. So I do get to push forward.
All right, so for this one, I finally have the chance to start ramping up my efforts. So I'm going to build another transport, because I've already got this transport supply chain working in the Atlantic. So I'm going to build another transport, but after that, I'm kind of going to call the Atlantic mostly good, and I'm going to start ramping up again in the Pacific. Just because it's nice later on to do more attacks in the Pacific, should we get to the late game. And then continue the Canadian invasion. Although that's kind of underwhelming, just the one. Ooh, more annoyances. Aha! Clean up all these territories, Thomas.
Oh,
Landing those 2 infantry earlier really paid off.
Yeah.
An annoyance.
Yeah,
them.
well, because Thomas had to throw everything he could at India, right? He couldn't spare a single unit, so I just get all this money as the US as I just rampage through China. Yeah, America is like a lot of just... Oh, I lost track of a transport there somewhere. Aha! It's a lot of just like shuffling units around, doing some math, counting how many turns till something hits. Good times. It's honestly my favorite. Oh no! Kevin, I forgot to bomb his capital.
Oh,
that's the linchpin.
freedom!
Now that's... No.
yeah, you could have in that one roll very likely gotten more IPC damage than I've done this entire game. So
Yeah, probably. I think statistically I should have. Oh, am I missing something? I moved the transports back. That's what I always ask myself as America is, did I move the transports back to Newfoundland there? Alright, I have no idea what I should be doing now as Russia, now that I don't think I have any chance. Like 4 tanks has 0 chance of winning that India fight. So
Might be the hardest turn in the game. Like there's so many branching paths that you could take. Like where to occupy, or do you just retreat and start consolidating?
I think
West
I have
Russia?
to. I think I just have to play boring. I'm just, once you lose your fighters, you just can't really attack a whole lot without it being a big risk, right? Fighters are just so much in this game.
Yeah, well, I was like, you still have some space. I might have built. Yeah, you built a fighter. I almost would have gone with 2 and then just hard retreated everything to West Russia.
Yeah, I built a fighter, but it's too late. It's too late.
Yeah, you can't really spare 20 IPC late game as Russia usually.
I'm gonna keep hitting China here, just because it's free money. I just really want to win these fights to slow you down. So I'm committing a lot of units to them. I hope I don't lose them.
To consolidate in Caucasus before the capital, so now it actually matters that it's moving west-east.
These are so risky. It's one of those where when you have higher value units in a fight, like fighters, I always find that the fights are just so much more guaranteed. There's not a big deviation in the outcomes. When it's just a bunch of infantry fighting each other, anything can happen.
Yeah, with lots of low attackers, your variance is so much higher if you get like one that has a really good round.
The bell curve widens out when it's a bunch of infantry fighting, so I always feel like I have to commit a ton. Also, don't quote me on that. I have no idea if that's mathematically sound, but it feels right.
It feels right.
This fight feels right.
It feels right for you.
We know that, like, statistically that the more units you have, the more closer to the average you're going to get. But low numbers of infantry, you like roll really long time, and you don't know who's going to be the first person to just roll a 1 on attack or a 2 on defense. Like,
yeah.
So like small infantry fights are very high variance, and that ends up actually being a lot of the trades in the game, especially in this like Belarus area, right?
Yeah. Also, those high variance trades feel bad because if you have to play many rounds of dice rolling, it just gives you a heart attack. It's so stressful.
Yeah, well, at least like to Axis and Allies' credit, you don't have a lot of those small infantry fights for capital buildings very often. Usually, if you're playing conservative as the Allies, which is usually how you should be, you should have a lot of units on your capital when they actually take your capital. So you usually get these pretty reasonably normalized fights for the actual win.
Yeah, I just find any time that I expect a fight to go 2 rounds and it goes like 8 rounds, I'm just like, the stress levels just slowly rise as it goes, and you're like, ugh.
Alright, so I know my territory is small, but this is going pretty well for us. It's going to look a lot better after my turn. I'm actually going to make sure I build 5 in defense, 1 bomber. Actually, I want to do 1 fighter. Let's do 3 artillery, because we're going to have to retake these squares pretty much every single turn.
You also have to make sure that UK can't swoop into your capital.
Absolutely, so we kind of need to have a lot of bulk there, but I also need at least... I want to have 2 of these tanks going into the Ukraine, so I get to sock it in there.
Yeah, you're going to be chewing through this.
Yeah, so we'll take the low-value units and throw them at northwest Russia, and our 2 tanks here. This is one of those fights that almost would be worth losing a fighter over if it was going to go south, especially the Paris one. You can't really lose that. Let them build a factory on it, because then it becomes very uncomfortable. Do you have any things to do with the bombers that's fun? Not particularly. We know we need to start marching here so that in a couple turns we can join our forces in the Caucasus when we want to threaten the capital. Hopefully that comes to pass. We're going to do this for the free take. You force your opponent to build something that, like, I force you to spend like 15 IPC with 0 IPC.
Yeah, putting 20 units on Ukraine, he's got barely any attack power.
Hey, I have a lot of infantry that'll attack back.
4 artillery.
Hey, and 1 fighter.
Oh yes, we need to have 7 tanks. Do you think I do the safety tanks and put some more, or do I just throw them even more at the Ukraine?
I'd pick the one that keeps more units on your home base, to be honest.
Sure. Then let's do one more tank on Paris, and that leaves. We have all fighters here. Yes. All right, let's do one more tank here, and then let's just send those. I already got 22 units. I already have odds on this Ukraine stack, so you're right. I should probably just leave the 3. Or do you think I don't send? I'm actually going to cancel the tank because I want to leave that in my capital.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing, is just don't lose capital. I think anything else.
Anything but losing my capital, you said?
Yes.
Maybe I'll take. There's a more efficient way of doing this. Then I can take the Baltic states units that are going into Belarusia. Take a couple of these infantry that are better defenders than attackers anyway.
Yep.
Commit 2 here. Yeah, infantry and artillery, and then we can leave some more tanks on my capital. They're going to be more useful, and then take 2 fighters and instead use those for the Belarusian fight. We still have 5 here, so we still should 1 round that on average. And we have. This is overwhelming. I probably can take 1 fighter out of here, but I really don't want to lose this, especially when I'm committing 3 tanks. Probably even this up. How much is America coming with? They have 2 transports. This. So they can bring all of their units, so I have to prepare for all of their units. I can't really leave any of those wide open. Alright, so we'll do that.
Looks good.
Looks
You've
good.
sorted out your octopus finally.
Yes.
Just
All right.
Easy, 1 round. That's the Northwest Europe one. That one's not as important as the France one. Can't have them building factories again. All right, 1 round.
and this all his units hit. And okay,
We lost
1
tank,
hit.
but we knew we were going to lose those tanks. That was probably a misbuild on my part.
Did you
previous
attack
turn.
France with just tanks?
Yep.
I didn't even notice that when you were saying
Yeah,
that.
no, all the infantry is moving to where you are.
That's a weird attack.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to be. I want you to be greedy enough that you'll see those juicy tanks and not even make an attempt on my capital, because it'll just feel like you're leaving money on the ground. Gotta make like attractive attacks that aren't the ones you want them to make, right? All right, 1 round and done. Nice little attack, and I don't think there's any. If I lose this one, I just am not meant to win this game. You just have to accept something.
This is your revenge for the turn 1 Ukraine fight. This one I will not lose.
Germany. Now we need to get all of those defenders because they're going to be coming with a lot of heat.
Kevin's got like a significant punch to him.
Considering I don't need to defend against any of those Russia fighters anymore, I kind of want to just actually throw my AAs there.
Also, yeah.
Do I put that? Which way does the AA gun go?
Move the AA gun west.
West? You
I
think?
think, yeah.
Do I have 3 on my capital?
It's 1 Russian fighter.
It's 1 Russian fighter. I don't think yeah. I don't think it's that important. The 1 Russian fighter. The greatest fighter of all time. Alright, now I'll just quickly wrap this up.
You're not scared of it yet. Just wait.
I'll place everything on the capital because they're going to be coming.
But Italy.
D-Day is coming.
Yeah, so I think it's time for a 1-2 punch. So you send everything you can at his capital, and then I'll send everything I can at his capital too. And hopefully by the end of my turn, it's dead.
Sounds good. I think it's our best shot.
I don't even know what you build, but I guess for assuming we're pretty much putting it all in here, so the build is almost irrelevant.
It is, yep.
So I think you can fill all 3 of those transports.
Yeah, I can.
And that veteran bomber of all those bombing raids. He knows the lay of the land well. He's ready for this fight. He's been trained.
Yeah, as ready as he's gonna get.
Don't lie to me. You're all about those dishonorable nighttime bombings. You've never seen the German territory.
Alright. Go to Germany.
Hope some AA guns do some work. That would really.
I really
keep me
wanted you to
solid.
just move the AA
I
gun
think the
back just for
fighters
one
can
extra
reach
health.
too.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like it.
Can they
No,
not?
they can't reach.
Oh, why did
Oh,
I
no.
think the
I
fight?
thought-
I thought you had an aircraft carrier.
I didn't.
Did you build an aircraft carrier?
No.
No.
The blunder.
Oh. I thought you had
wait,
an
no.
aircraft carrier. Okay, this isn't looking good, but you do have a cruiser that can bombard. Right?
Yes.
Or are you
yeah,
already
no,
doing
there's a
that?
cruiser.
That's a small.
Oh, I
small
wish the
build, but I think
fighters
it's
could
gonna cost
reach.
them.
That's a lot of
Not
attack
building an
power.
aircraft carrier.
It's not gonna reach. All right, good luck.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's nothing.
Yeah, there's nothing down there.
Yeah, you can. Oh no, you can't. He's blocking. I was wondering if you could shuttle units forward in Africa. Never mind. Don't listen to me. It's time to see how many you can kill on his capital.
His defenses look pretty good.
Our fighters
Yeah,
will blot
yeah,
out
his
the
def-
sun.
the triple
Look,
AA
oh my
gun.
god.
Man.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Only 2 hits. That's not good.
Nope, not good at all.
Maybe we'll get another round in though.
Got 4 hits on the infantry. That's pretty good. That.
I think we have a good. Oh wait,
But
he has
average.
9 fighters. There's no way we last another.
Yeah,
I
no.
forgot how many
It's
fighters
not.
you
It's
have.
not looking good.
When
My-
did you get up to 9? Nolan?
My
He's been
fighters
building
will-
fighters this entire game.
I swear, last time I looked at your fighter count, there were like 5, and then I just look and there's 9.
He was planning on using it against your navy, but your navy was too big.
Your navy was just very large.
The UK was looking kind of cluttered anyway. All nice and cleaned out now.
All those young folks who were saved at Dunkirk.
So you can move stuff up in Africa.
Yeah,
At least.
I will.
I always wish that it was possible to actually attack India from South Africa. It's like just too short, right?
Yeah.
You can attack so many places from South Africa using a transport, but not quite India.
Okay, I need to ever so slowly start taking my back, so
Seem to have some
5-10?
invaders.
yeah, that's... don't have quite enough to push Russia, so...
Looks like Russia is now inhabiting China, possibly communist.
Ooh. 2 guys.
You're finally gonna clean up.
Finally, it took so long.
Finally
You
gonna
reach
clean
those
up.
with fighters?
I actually didn't realize you could
Yeah, I can.
counterattack those 3 tanks.
Yeah, you
Surprise!
can
I
overwhelm
thought
and odds
I didn't
fight those.
realize that that you had any land units in range.
The funny one to me is also you can actually give that one transport that can boost people in to Australia.
Oh, yeah, God, that was actually part of my plan, thank you.
Oh.
Oh, wait. Yeah, actually, no, I got a different plan for that guy. Gonna get everyone back together. And, yeah, it's a pretty simple turn. I don't really have much units left.
You have very little, but you have India, and that's that means so much as Japan. I didn't turn submerge on.
Oh, it didn't matter.
Did you send a destroyer anyways?
No, I didn't.
Oh. Unoptimal.
Oh, run away!
Yeah, I was just like, maybe.
Oh, okay, it was for the best.
Uh,
The hero submarine. When it should have just hid at the bottom of the sea. Decided to fight and be a hero. These tanks were a misplay.
I feel like every person who goes in a submarine is a hero. They can't pay me enough to go in those things.
Yeah.
well, that didn't go great, but I mean,
Yeah, I really just need those not to be in Caucasus next turn, and we're good.
Yeah.
So, the fact that there's only 2, we should be on track to have odds on Caucasus. Or the important odds are the odds to hold Caucasus, right?
Yeah.
Time for Operation Second Punch.
Against those 9 fighters, it's gonna have to be a pretty big punch.
It's gonna have to be a haymaker. I'm also gonna build a factory in Manchuria because I
Oh.
don't think he. I think I can just hold it. Like I can just move a destroyer in the way, and then yeah. So that's just gonna be really annoying for him to clean up. It just like adds a priority there he has to deal with.
I'm surprised you're not going for the Norway factory so you can start pushing units into Karelia and reinforcing the Russia capital, like with fighters built out of Norway.
Yeah, I love the Norway factory, but I don't really have the money for it right now.
Yeah, it's not to be mentioned, but we are getting close to the victory city count. You have Kiangsu and Honolulu that you actually need to hold, or else you could end up with just losing to victory cities if at the end of the turn we are able to capture Hawaii and Shanghai back. So.
Alright, I think that's everything I can send at it. Am I missing anything, Kevin?
Don't see anything. I think you got it all.
And then this infantry is gonna try and be a hero. If he just rolls a 1 and he gets one of those fighters, that's just great. I have no extraction plan for him, so might as well.
We're not going to get you home, so we might as well get you directly into 4 fighters of gunfire, sir.
Alright, here we go. We gotta hit both these bombards. We need a miracle. No!
Oh.
No!
Air defense.
That's one.
Hey!
Ah.
We had air AA guns on this game.
Alright, got one of them. Oh, that was
that's
pretty
nice,
good.
nice,
Not a
nice.
miracle, but it was pretty good.
Decent.
Yeah, this isn't gonna do it.
You can't retreat.
I'm sorry to break it to you, Kevin, but I think we lost.
I mean, we should wait till the fighters. Let's see how the fighters do.
There's 9 of them.
I predict they will kill everything.
If the fighters get like 0 hits, I mean, you still have to get through the layer of tanks and artillery, but
Come on, the big 0.
big 0. That's a 1. Couple. Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, that's
5.
everything. Except a bomber. Which I guess the bomber can leave.
No, that's
oh no, that
That's
is the
everything
bomber.
that cleaned it
Yeah.
out.
Oh, that is everything.
Yeah.
And Messerschmitt's got a perfect kill there.
Oh.
Yeah, hate to see it.
We just gotta learn.
Thought I'd at least get the get France.
Come on, super tanks, Ghost Division.
I mean, pretty good.
That's pretty good. That is.
I think I still have odds.
Ooh.
double miss. All right, then it
I
hit.
should have said nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
okay. All right,
all hope is not lost yet.
and lose it
Ooh.
like another
Oh,
miss.
there's another one.
Oh no.
Come on.
There you
Oh,
go.
it's the Ghost Division.
I mean, it's not like you could leave.
Little artillery that could.
Come on.
Oh,
No.
Oh,
Oh, there it
no.
goes.
to see it.
So if you had it to do over again, would you say we should have maybe taken France instead of tried the 1-2 punch on the capital?
Yeah. Really though.
Where there weren't
really
9
though-
fighters.
Really though, if I could play it again, I would have supported you in India. I would have just sent some units down from Russia earlier.
Yeah, if we just held it one more turn, everything might have been different.
Oh,
did
damn.
it!
Yay!
We get to end on a high note.
Okay. The infantry in China just never went away.
Take that, Japan.
Well,
But yeah, the reality here is I think it's over, Kevin.
Yeah, I would agree. I don't think we can come back from that.
Yeah, I think I'm not even gonna mobilize here. I think I'm gonna hit the forfeit button.
Yep. It's the right thing to do.
that was
The responsible thing to do.
a really tense game.
Oh man.
Good game.
It was a good game though, guys.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, good game.
Good game.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.